Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 17th. This week, we're going to jump right in here. You have this card. It says, "You are wanted." It says, "There is a home waiting within." It says, "Choose yourself today. Do not deny your importance," which is definitely very true at this time, Taurus. So, both of those cards basically say, you are enough, which all your readings kind of say that. So I feel that believing in yourself, believing that you are enough is going to be very important for you at this time. You have the Four of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the Hierophant. The Four of Pentacles can represent holding on too tightly to something, and we go down already to the Ten of Wands. And so, this looks like, to me, arguing for limitations. A lot of people say, do not argue for your limitations, right? And the Four of Pentacles is like holding on to something that is hard to do with the Ten of Wands, or something that's slowing you down, and I would just be careful of that with the Ten of Wands, of course. The good news is that you go down to the Six of Wands here, and the Six of Wands is a victory or a success. So it kind of makes sense, because we have the eclipse in 3 days from the day that I'm recording this video. It'll be 2 days, if you're watching this on the 12th or after, obviously, it's happening on the 14th, but, lunar eclipses remove things from our lives that are holding us back. So, even though it's coming up for the week of the 17th, doesn't matter. Eclipse energy can last for like 6 months after the eclipse. So it's it could be a theme that you are looking at. And, kind of the other thing that's popping into my head here, Taurus, is that you could be, I feel like some of you could be letting go of something small, and either it's easy or easier than you thought to let go of it, or it feels really good, and then I kind of feel that you could end up going on a little bit of a rampage here, like in a good way. It's like, I don't have a good example, but I'm just saying, it's like, sometimes you start cleaning your room or something, it's like you throw one thing away, and then you end up going crazy, and you end up cleaning everything at once, and you really do a good job, It's like, I don't do that often, but every once in a while, I get in a mood, right? And I throw one thing away, and that's all I think I'm gonna do. That's kind of the energy I get here, where it's like, I'm not saying you're literally cleaning, but you could be. But, it's almost like you are releasing one thing, and it's so easy that you just kind of end up releasing a bunch of things. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. It feels good, though, Taurus, whatever it is. It looks like it's going to make your life easier, so that is a good thing. You have the Strength card. Yeah, all your readings are about strength. I feel, especially with that Uranus and Taurus energy, that a lot of you need to look at those things. It's like Taurus usually in life, Tauruses will have a lot of experiences where it's like something could have abandoned them in their past, right? And they're always going back to the past. And I'm not saying literally going back to the past, but Tauruses can, it's like you could have had something happen to you when you were a child, and there could be, traumas, or it doesn't even have to be that big of a deal, but decisions you make now as an adult could be based off of something that happened to you when you were a child. And, again, the whole point of Taurus is freedom. Taurus is like the caged bull that wants to, go out to pasture in a good way. I realize that saying can also mean when you put something out to pasture that you put it down. Don't put yourself down here, obviously, Taurus, but I feel like you want to go run free, right? It's like you want to get out of the cage, and the cage that you need to escape is kind of like those past traumas, or past times when people said you weren't good enough, or that you're not capable of doing something. And I feel that is what you're releasing here. And the Strength card is an amazing card. It says that you have developed the strength, or you are developing the strength. She is developing inner strength by conquering this lion. So I feel you are. You have the Hierophant, which is your card here, Taurus, of course, showing up in a very strong position. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength. So let's see here. We're going to clarify this first row. And let's see what comes up. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's kind of obvious. Like I said, with the eclipse, everybody is creating something new, or letting go of old things and stepping into the new. Page of Pentacles can just be something new that you're learning. With the Strength card, you have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you really have a good chance to set yourself free. Again, Uranus and Taurus, it's going to be a long time before Uranus comes back to Taurus. And so I would take advantage of this kind of like this last year-ish that you have for that your Uranus and Taurus energy. It's like time to be the person you've always wanted to be but never could be. Or it's time to be the, really you could have all this time. And again, you might be saying, what? No, I couldn't. But actually you could have. And so it's like it's time to look at your limitations and say, like, no, I'm not going to believe these things anymore. I am going to be successful, or I am going to grow up and be a ballerina, or whatever it is you want to do. It doesn't matter. But it's time to have that type of new beginning is what the reading is saying. It's a pretty powerful reading, Taurus. With the Hierophant, you have the Strength card. Yeah, it's like everything you have learned is for something, The Strength card says that she has had to face things that are not necessarily easy. She has her hands in a lion's mouth. Like, who in their right mind would stick their hands in a lion's mouth? And the answer is nobody. So I feel for a lot of you that this is about kind of realizing that you have grown in strength. It's like the things that have happened to you are not making you weak, or have not made you weak. They've made you stronger, and it's time to show that to the world is what this reading is saying. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you cannot make this up. You have this elephant spirit says, learn from the past. I just got this feeling on that Four of Pentacles that it was like I was getting a whole swirl of things popping into my head with that Four of Pentacles, like way more than I normally do. And it was really talking about everything that we talked about in that first row, and it says, learn from the past. You have this peacock spirit says, let it shine. You can't make that up either. The whole reading is saying that you've learned a lot, and it's time to, be very strong and time to shine your inner light to the world, which is exactly what you seem to be doing. You have the Three of Pentacles, which is a card of quality work. Three of Pentacles, he has done a very good job on what he is growing, and he's kind of like showing his work to these people right here. And so the Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work. It just says you're putting your work on display. Now, your work doesn't really have to be work. It could be, something that you're accomplishing, something that you want to be known for, something that you want to achieve in your life, really could be anything. And so I feel it's time to kind of just put your work on display with that Three of Pentacles. You have the Ten of Wands. Again, like I just felt like this was arguing for limitations, like talking about all the reasons you can't do something. And, I get it. I totally understand. But, I feel like the Ten of Wands says, even if there's like one tiny little good reason that you should do something, then I feel that's enough for you to be able to do it, right? And so, yeah, you might have a lot going on. Yes, there might be a lot of things that are happening in your life, but I believe in you, Taurus, is what I want to say with this reading. And clearly you have the opportunity to be very successful with that Six of Wands. Again, it's a very powerful reading as well. You have the Strength card twice, so you clearly have the strength to be successful. You do have the Queen of Swords. Actually, I'm going to show you here because she has her back to the past and she is looking forward into the future. She has her hand up, her sword up. She's like willing to receive something, but she will also cut anything out of her life that isn't right. And the Queen of Swords is about seeing the future clearly for the first time. So she has gained clarity for the first time in her life, kind of. And I feel that you could be gaining a lot of clarity at this time, or you could be seeing things much more clearly. And, again, I would trust that clarity. I do like that she's coming up here because she's at least willing to receive. I kind of feel you're coming off of a time, I don't want to say excuses. I'm not calling you out here, Taurus, right? So don't take this the wrong way. But I feel like you're coming off of a time where maybe you have ideas like, oh, I'm going to start this business or I'm going to do this thing. But then you say to yourself, but I can't because I have to go do this. I have to go do that. And, all that other stuff. I feel like you're maybe what this reading is really trying to say, or what I'm trying to spit out here, Taurus, is that you are making things possible. And, I feel that's all we can do in life is just, create the opportunities for ourselves. And, that's really what you're doing. Again, a very powerful position to come from. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about stepping out into the world and taking the lead. You are clearly going to have to be the leader here. Six of Wands, Hierophant. You have these cards right away that really would represent you taking the lead on something and kind of creating your own world. When we create opportunity for ourselves, like when we are the ones that are in control, then we definitely can be a leader, or we can stand out. This wand back here stands on its own, and he's reaching forward to this new wand. So again, just more kind of like eclipse symbolism. He's letting one thing go and stepping forward to something new. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is like quick success or quick conclusion. Pretty crazy. This card has come up for almost everyone this week so far, I've noticed. And, we have these two eclipses, Venus retrograde. We have the two eclipses, yes, but we also have Venus retrograde. We have Mercury going retrograde at the end of the month. But there is something in the second half of the month. After I do these readings, I'm going to be doing the mid-monthly reading, so I'm not sure. But, it just... maybe the end of the month is going to be a lot faster than people think, or you're going to be able to make progress a lot faster. When you think about it, eclipses can kind of have to do with the past, and the retrogrades definitely can have to do with the past. I'm not saying that anyone is going back to the past, but what I will say is I feel this eclipse, especially this one in Virgo, that we're having on the 14th, I feel like it could be kind of maybe giving us a breakthrough. That would be the good side. It's a little bit of a chaotic eclipse. I'm not the biggest fan of this eclipse, I will say. But, I think that it could be giving everybody like a little bit of a breakthrough moment, or, an idea on how they can make something work that they've always wanted to do. And that could be where the speed is coming from. Also, if you want love, by the way, there could be communication coming in for you if you're looking for a new connection. With the Queen of Swords, yes, don't run away. This is very simple. Knight of Swords, I feel, sometimes runs up to a point in the reading, and then he's running away. He's going back to the past, kind of. And so I feel this is... And then you have the Knight of Swords in the outcome position here. And the Knight of Swords is coming up in the row of the good stuff. So it looks like to me that... you will overcome this, but, sometimes I think we start to do something, we get a little bit scared, and we run away from it, and I feel like the Knight of Swords is saying, don't do that, especially if you're starting something new. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Focus card and this Accept Responsibility card. We kind of already talked about that. Like I was saying, I don't really feel like you're making excuses or anything, but, maybe sometimes you don't follow through on something because of an excuse, right? And, again, trust me, I'm far from perfect. I'm not calling anyone out here, so I do this all the time. But I feel like this is you finally saying, like, no, I am the one that is going to be responsible for the opportunities that come into my life. And, that's a good thing. Again, very powerful reading. I feel like it's very powerful on a personal level, like you're taking your power back. You have the Lovers, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. The Lovers, of course, could represent love coming in for you. And sorry, I didn't realize this is off, but the Lovers can be love. And if you want love, there could be a person coming in. It could be another earth sign that's coming in for you if you don't have love. The Lovers can also represent making a choice. I do feel that you could be being asked to make a choice to move in a new direction. Two of Wands, Eight of Wands, the Ten of Wands, releasing something that's hard, doing something that's better, and a lot of you could be making that choice. Next, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness and gathering your resources so that you can be much more successful. That's more of the feeling that I get here. She is resourceful, but I feel more that you are gathering resources. Like you could be looking at your talents, gifts, skills, abilities, the literal physical resources you have, and it's almost like you are adding all those things up and saying, I can use these things for success, or I can share my story and be successful. Your story is a resource. So I feel a lot of you are doing that with the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a victory or a big success coming in for you. I feel a lot of you could be kind of working towards some sort of victory. Again, I don't think this victory is guaranteed. Like I said, Four of Pentacles, Ten of Wands to the Six of Wands in that first diagonal. I feel it's saying that you have to, kind of like let go of those stories and, be that bull that escapes the cage, charge through it. It's an illusion. It doesn't really exist. And you have to set yourself free. And that's where this success is going to come from. With the Lovers, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence. It's a card of gratitude and luxuries as well. It can represent being single. I always say that she's not really single. She's independent. You can be in a relationship and be independent. So, there's that. But also, she is focusing on wealth creation and abundance. She creates wealth with her skills. She has these grapes behind her, and those grapes in the tarot represent something that's difficult to grow, but she can grow it well, or she can grow those grapes well. And I feel a lot of you could be working on, growing your grapes, so to speak. You could be working on a skill that could be making you more money or making you more successful. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the 2 cards. You have the 3 of Pentacles again and the Knight of Wands. So we go down from the 3 of Pentacles like this to this Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Wands kind of makes sense with the 3 of Pentacles, because the 3 of Pentacles, that guy there, he has built these 3 pentacles, and so he's been building something. And I look at the Knight of Wands as the true builder in the tarot. If he doesn't have something that he needs, he just builds it on his journey. And I feel a lot of you have been in this building period. You could have been working on yourself, or working on a business or an idea. And the 3 of Pentacles would say it's kind of time to put that on display. With the 6 of Wands, you have the Hermit. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But the Hermit is about being in hermit mode. I think it's time for you to shine your inner light. Again, a lot of things, just based off your astrology. Yes, I'm cheating a little bit because I know your astrology, but I think a lot of Taurus's astrology is about not holding back. He's holding back. He's standing at the top of this mountain and he's not shining his inner light. It's stuck in the lantern. There's a star in the lantern, and he needs to open that lantern and shine it bright. I also always say that I think that, I say I think because I don't know. This is not accurate tarot, but just, I have always felt kind of that the Hermit needs to come down from the mountain. It's very tempting when you've been through something difficult to stay in isolation because, in some ways you're protected. You don't have to take the risk of facing what you've already faced again, and you don't have to repeat a mistake when you stay at the top of the mountain. But he's also in isolation. So it's like, yeah, he's protected, but he's also not enjoying life. He's not living his life. He's just, staying there. So I feel it's time for you to come down from the mountain as well. Next, in your outcome row, you have this Rebellion card. It says, think outside the box and stretch the boundaries of what could be. You have this Aries card. It says, take the lead. It says, don't wait for others. You cannot make that up. The whole reading said, take the lead. It says, don't wait for others to light the way. If it's your time to step up and take the lead. Yes, definitely. This reading is definitely a reading of you taking the lead in some way. So that's exactly what I would do. You have the 5 of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. The 5 of Cups is about past regrets, and, coming up in the good stuff, this is great because it would kind of say that you are releasing past regrets or issues or problems or challenges, and I do feel that's a good thing for you here, Taurus. Again, the solution of the card is to see these 2 cups, then you get this bridge and this castle, and it's a card of gratitude. So coming up in the good stuff, right next to the other card of gratitude, the 9 of Pentacles, it looks to me like you are just being more grateful, which is probably going to lead to, some sort of benefit. You have the 6 of Pentacles. Finances improving. I definitely feel there are financial improvements here. Queen of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles are great financial improvement cards, but you have other good cards as well for money. 3 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Again, Page of Pentacles is about learning about money or how you can improve your money. So I think that learning would be a really good idea for you, especially if you're trying to make more money. But the 6 of Pentacles is in the good stuff especially, is kind of like general financial improvement. You have this Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, again, normally is a card of rushing. I just feel in your reading that the Knight of Swords is saying you are not going to run away from whatever the 6 of Wands Hermit is. I feel it's saying that you are going to charge through whatever this is. With the 5 of Cups, you have the High Priestess. I have a feeling that everybody, I'm like halfway through the readings, and I have a feeling everybody's going to get the High Priestess. We have a ton of energy in Pisces right now. So, it's just an intuitive time where people need to trust their intuition, and that's it, right? With the 6 of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is even better. This could definitely be like a financial opportunity or a financial improvement that's coming in for you at this time. With the Knight of Swords, you have the 8 of Swords, setting yourself free. I mean, literally the bull in the cage, right? She is kind of in the bullpen, or whatever you want to call it, and she is trapped, but really she isn't. If she just took her blindfold off, which she could easily do by leaning up against these swords, she could set her hands free, and then she could take the blindfold off and see she's not stuck. So this reading is also kind of a little bit about getting unstuck here, or you are doing things to get unstuck, which I am definitely a big fan of for you, Taurus. I think that you should be looking for ways to create improvements. You have this older man. It says dealings with relationships with an older man. I always clarify these. You have this dogs card. It says getting together with friends. Yeah, every single person for the past 2 months has had things about socializing. Socializing with those quality, concentrated connections is really where it's at right now. So focusing on people who lift you up. Three of Pentacles. Those two people on the Three of Pentacles are supporting his vision. So he's not surrounding himself with 20 people, right? It's only two really concentrated connections, the people who really, really support you. And I feel that's what this is talking about. You have this 4-leaf clover. It says great good fortune on it. Yep, definitely could be creating good fortunes. Again, I don't think this is magically going to happen, but I do feel that there's an opportunity here for you to set yourself free financially or just create good fortune. You have this bouquet card. It says compliments from an admirer. Yeah, we do have a little bit of love here. I don't think it's a major theme. And again, Venus retrograde, I wouldn't be rushing into anything anyway. So, there could be compliments, but take your time. You have this rat card. It says someone working against you behind your back. I think everybody feels like this right now. We're still in the Mars retrograde shadow until whatever it is, May 2nd or whatever. So, again, Mars retrograde is notorious for making us feel that people are doing things behind our back or whatever, but it's probably not true. So you should probably ignore it. You have this Spirit card. It says heartache over what you no longer have. It's the eclipse. A lot of people have had cards similar to this. Lunar eclipses can make us remove one thing so we can have something better. And I feel that this eclipse, it seems particularly challenging, if I can say that word, as far as us not wanting to release a comfort zone. It's I feel like everybody feels like this right now. I feel people could feel that they have to not really start over, but could feel like you're starting over. Could feel like you're back to, step one of something that you've been working on for a long time. And I think that's what makes this eclipse so hard, is that it could feel like we're going backwards, but really we're not. The universe is trying to get us to find something better. Two of Wands in your reading right here. So this looks pretty good, Taurus. I like it. Definitely, good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.